mess. I was 23. I was like heavily addicted to drugs and alcohol. I was running around, being crazy, being a wild child, and and I caught my first big case. It was my first case ever, really, but it was my first, and it was big. It was like, I had like a $5,000 bail.
Speak with life coach, hypnotherapist, and yoga teacher, Jenna Rose Mackenzie.
Psychedelics as medicine are huge, right? They're being legalized, right? Psilocybin is decriminalized and in many states now. They use MDMA to treat people with PTSD as well in clinics. There's so much great ketamine, right? Ketamine, there are ketamine clinics for people that are struggling with substance abuse issues. I grew up, I had a really tough childhood. And so again, I started using drugs and drinking at a really young age. And to cope, and so there were many hard drugs and alcohol. So, I'll be honest, it was heroin and alcohol for me were the things that brought me to my knees. I would have done like any drugs, honestly. I did do so many different drugs. I did going to jail when I was 23, which was like such a funny, crazy story, but such a wake-up call. I almost hit a lady and her kid in the crosswalk. I had no idea, no recollection of it. I was told that later on. Come to a screeching stop. Scary as with the car running and on and in drive. And the cops had to get my attention and get me out of the car. They had to break the window and pepper spray me. Coming from my childhood, where I had a really traumatic childhood growing up, and then drug addiction, and then now here I am, sober, learning about life, dating, and learning as I go. I remember I was like 11 months sober, and this girl I was in a sober house with, she relapsed, and she asked me for my help, and she was drunk, and I went to go help her move out of this place she was getting kicked out of. And she goes, "How do you do it? How are you staying sober?" And I said, "I guess I'm building a life I don't want to lose."